Hello everyone. After yesterday's video about the Legion of Doom team, I realized I hadn't covered Lex Luthor's build yet. So today I'll walk you through it. In this video, we'll go over his skills, legacy, transmute, force, recommended team comps, why he's so strong, and how to counter him when he appears in the enemy lineup. And of course, today we still have a giveaway. At the end of this video, I'll announce the winners for the giveaways from the 17th and 18th. So make sure you watch until the end. If you have any requests for future videos, just drop a comment below. Don't hesitate, even if I haven't replied to your comments yet. Once I finish distributing all the rewards, I'll start replying. But for now, let's jump into the main content. When it comes to Lex Luthor in the movies, he's the archenemy of the Superman family. But in this game, he's the nightmare of ranged champions. Even Constantine, Sinestro, and Joker fear him. Lex Luthor is a firepower champion and also a ranged damage dealer with extremely high damage, among the strongest of all mythics right now. And just to be clear, I'm talking about standard mythics, not mythic limited. In fact, his damage can even surpass some mythic limited heroes. What makes him even scarier is his Legion of Doom affiliation, which grants him an insanely fast energy recovery rate, letting him unleash his ultimate much earlier than opponents. From my own testing, he even boosts his entire team's energy regen speed, regardless of whether they're Legion of Doom members. Strangely, I couldn't find any skill descriptions mentioning this effect, so I'm not sure if it's a hidden mechanic, a bug, or just a skill description error. Speaking of his skills, his first skill deals area damage in a fan-shaped range, and it actually hits quite hard. His second skill increases his energy recovery speed, allowing him to quickly use his ultimate. His third skill is the ultimate, which deals damage to all targets in a horizontal row, usually prioritizing the row with the most enemies. Because of this, he often targets 3 ranged opponents. His fourth skill is a support skill for the Legion of Doom, and it's extremely powerful. It provides great support to Legion of Doom allies by boosting their energy, which lets the whole team cast ultimates much faster. I already covered this team yesterday, so I won't go into detail again. As for Lex Luthor's stars, honestly, the more blue stars you can get, the better. This is because his fourth skill benefits allies greatly. The higher the star level, the more energy it provides to Legion of Doom teammates. On top of that, Lex Luthor's damage also scales higher as you star him up. So if you really enjoy playing the Legion of Doom and want to focus on Lex Luthor, make sure to invest all your non-limited mythic shards into him. Personally, I'm focusing on Kypro, since my Superman family team is currently my strongest team, and I also just really like playing that team. Now let's move on to the most suitable legacies for Lex Luthor. The first choice is definitely T-Sphere. Its base stats boost both attack and critical damage, and on top of that, its skill further increases crit rate and crit damage. These are exactly the stats that fit Lex Luthor perfectly, as well as other physical damage dealers. The second legacy that can also work well is Tectonic. The main difference compared to T-Sphere is that its skill reduces the enemy's healing ability instead of boosting crit damage. Still, I find this one quite useful too, since lowering the opponent's healing can benefit your entire team, especially when facing enemies who rely heavily on healing. As for legendary and epic legacies, just go with any that increase base attack, crit damage, or crit rate. Those are the best options, so I won't go into detail about them in this video. Next up is Transmute. The stats you should focus on are attack, crit rate, crit damage, energy gain bonus, and physical penetration. The top priorities are definitely crit and physical penetration, since Lex Luthor needs to maximize his damage to quickly take down enemies and secure victories for the team. As for set bonuses, in case you don't know, there's a very small chance to get one of the 3 sets at Transmute level 5, so for free-to-play players, it's extremely difficult to complete a full 5/5 set. Still, I'll cover it here because who knows, maybe in the future Transmute materials won't be so hard to obtain. Momentum is without a doubt the number 1 choice because Lex Luthor already has strong energy recovery. With this set, he'll be able to use his ultimate even faster. On top of that, The self-attack buff at the start of battle allows him to wipe out enemies in a row much quicker, sometimes even finishing them off with his very first ultimate. The other two sets are better suited for heroes who need to survive longer in battle, so they're not as fitting for Lex Luthor. However, since getting a full 5/5 set is very tough, you can mix in a 2 half energy surge set, which still benefits Lex Luthor by helping him use his ultimate more quickly. Now let's talk about force. The top priorities are attack, crit, and physical penetration. Uh, Basically, focus on boosting damage first. If Lex Luthor can't deal enough damage to finish off his enemies, you're going to run into trouble. Survivability stats like HP or DEF can be upgraded later if you have excess force, or even skipped entirely. From my own experience, even when fully maxed, ranged champions still don't survive well once they're targeted. For skill upgrades, your first priority should be his first skill. Leveling it up lets you use it earlier in battle, deal damage faster, and immediately gain the upper hand. For team composition, the best option is, of course, a full squad of 5 Legion of Doom members, since Lex Luthor both buffs them and receives strong buffs in return. However, you can also build hybrid teams that are still very powerful. For example, Bane, Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Deathstroke, and Lex Luthor. Or you can swap Poison Ivy for Joker, making it 3 Legion of Doom members alongside Arkham Joker. This setup helps cover the main weakness of a pure Legion of Doom lineup, which is survivability. With Poison Ivy providing support, the team becomes more durable. Even though this slightly reduces Lex Luthor's energy gain speed, it's still enough for him to cast his ultimate before the enemy does. And the second team setup is Deathstroke, Bane, Killer Croc, Lex Luthor, and Talia al Ghul, 3 League of Assassins members combined with 3 Legion of Doom members. This lineup is a nightmare for ranged enemies because Deathstroke, Talia, and Lex Luthor all deal physical damage directly to the backline if the enemy has 3 ranged champions there. Killer Croc further reduces their physical defense, making it even easier for these physical damage dealers to quickly wipe them out. Some support options don't necessarily need to be from the same faction. For example, Aquaman can pull all enemies into the center, allowing Lex Luthor to hit them all with his damage. Pairing Aquaman, Talia, and Lex Luthor together can sometimes wipe out the entire enemy team with just 1 round of ultimates. There are many other support combinations as well, but I'll save those for another video. How do you deal with Lex Luthor when he's on the enemy team? For example, if you face 5 Lex Luthors in the training simulator, usually your backline will be completely wiped out. The best counter is to use 3 melee champions or 2 tankers plus Crypto. Crypto can reduce the enemy's attack, and because he moves around unpredictably, he often draws Lex Luthor's targeting toward the front line. Since tankers generally have higher physical resistance, they can survive much better against his attacks. Alright, now, for the important part, it's time to hand out the rewards for the videos from the 17th and 18th. Congratulations to at Kilikawi1 and Matthew A. Cox 733. I already have the UID for Kilikawi, so I'll be sending your rewards soon. As for you, Matthew A. Cox, please remember to send me your in-game UID so I can forward it to the game developers. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next videos.